It's been the danger time for Brisbane. Young team, lighter bodies, inexperienced. They fall off the perch, and bigger, stronger teams have run over the top of them. Hang in there, boys. Give us your best.
So final quarter underway. Rain has stopped for the moment, which is good news for the fans here. Not a huge crowd, as I mentioned. Looked up at the screen and the crowd said 70,495.
Adcock's moved into the centre now, more experienced player in there. Couldn't run out the full game in there, you wouldn't think, so he's left to the last quarter.
Good stoppage work there from the Lions.
Good go.
Redden's kick to Merritt, and he spilt the mark. Should have been a soda for Merritt, should have been a goal.
Left footer here. Zach Dawson didn't want to kick on his right then.
And Duffield is run out of room. That's one that Merritt owes him a couple now.
Look at Sauce, he's dropped the head now. Oh. You know what? It
probably goes through.
Yeah, but you're obligated to go. Oh, let us go.
He owes him a couple, Daniel Merritt. He had one from 20 metres out and hit the post.
You can't coach that, let me tell you.
Fife. He's back to Mzungu.
Given Merritt his due, though, as that one goes out of bounds. He's a Mack truck. He's not exactly a Rolls Royce. He's just a big, bullocking body. He should be able to chest mark, but finesse is not his long suit.
Well, not many chest marks are really finessing.
I know.
You reckon that touch?
That was out.
Hanley's back to Merritt. He's got a chance to atone, Dermot.
Yes.
The Mack truck is parked directly in front of goal.
And as he walks back, beep, beep, beep.
This is like being on the side of the highway or being one of those truck zones, isn't it? Eh?
Well, he did hit the post from a similar distance, other side of the ground. At the other end.
Oh, let's see if they can win this quarter.
Will it through. Let's will this one through for the big fella.
This is his second chance from a set shot.
Stay over it. Head over the ball. Drive it.
Doubles the clutch and bangs it through.
The air brakes are off and he's away.
Let's go. That's good because he's up and about. He knew that he'd let him down and he gets back and kicks the goal. Hanley gets off the leash here. Very close to going out.
Well done, though. That's you play in front, and there's times when I know you hear a lot of coaches say, always play in front. No, you don't always play in front. There are sometimes you play from behind, but that's the time you go in front. When the low, smacking, hard driving kick comes in, there's only one place you can mark it.
Here we go, boys. Come make this one.
Lions get their third goal of the game. They won't want the lowest score of the season. That was Melbourne against Collingwood, 3 goals 10. Look at that.
Oh, awesome.
That's as good as it gets as Fife wins that clearance. Clark and Sylvia. Here comes Stephen Hill. He's quick and he just chips it to the top of the square. Pavlich and Maguire. Main, little toe poke to himself. Good tackle, wrapped up. Or was it below the knee? It's play on. Now Main might have an issue. It's still alive here for the Dockers.
Chris Main even pointed to below me knee when he got tackled then.
He's going to scream about it here.
Yeah, he's have a look at here.
It starts up, but it slips, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's up and slip. Oh, that's still. He goes, look there.
I reckon that's safe.
Yeah, you probably let it go, maybe. Wet weather.
Neil continues to get plenty. Now Pearce will kick it very long from 70. Again, it's the same spot. Over the back, though, the Lions hold firm. The kick misses the target, though. It wasn't a lot of pressure to find his target there. The kick came from Sam Mays.
Well, we've had 31 free kicks for the match to this date. I wouldn't think that one qualifies on how tough it's been to get them so far.
Martin winning the knock. Rockcliffe got Mundy on the leg that time. Crowley forward now for Hill. Towards the boundary, Mays will want to run it over. It doesn't. Crowley a fresh air shot. Robertson caught. Redden. It's tough to get free there. Maguire can't beat 2.
Well, Crowley's gone to Rockcliffe now. He's done the job on Hanley. And Rockcliffe with 30 disposals. There they are there.
It's like just mixing up the diet, isn't it, for Crowley?
I wonder what he does during the week, Ryan Crowley, how he relaxes.
How he trains for it. He's a good bloke.
No, they reckon he really does a lot of homework, but it's more about how he gets his downtime away from football, because it's that just concentration all the time.
Neil. There's Rockcliffe just squeezing it to relieve pressure.
He's off another player. Good call, mate. Good call.
And the umpires talking to each other.
Look at Crowley there, right on him, just facing away from the ball. One hand on him.
Sandland's able to hold out a 100-kilo man with one arm and slap it down where he wants with the other.
Ball to be won. Hill, half a handball. Diving through Subin. Players wait for it to slide out. Crowley there.
Just work out the ruck difference.
Thank you.
In the height of Martin. I've just looked it up. It's like it would be myself as a centre-half forward going up in the ruck against Libba.
Well, it's a 50-50 ball.
Hey, I'm tried.
Libba would be too tough.
Yeah, he would. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about reach.
Fife extracts it, gives it to Sandilands. Pearce going past, over the back it goes. Dangerous ball here. Chance for Ballantyne. He was coming. He got Harwood. Harwood was slow. Hill's not. Back into the danger zone. Maguire involved again.
They're fighting hard. This is great.
There's a bit of a wrestle still going on, but now we've got the ball out. Eventually we have a boundary throw in. Maguire slow to get up.
He's taken some punishment tonight, hasn't he?
He's given a bit out too. Don't worry about that. That's a one-way street.
Well, that's what they need. They need a big soldier down back who's able to absorb some punishment while some of these young kids acclimatised to this level.
Really pressing here, Fremantle. Clark couldn't get his kick. That's Justin Clark.
He's got it again. He got two tacklers on him again.
Ballantyne lost it to Paparone. Watch Fife here. No. Patful.
Sometimes in football, you just don't want the ball to come to you, but it comes to you. And I reckon Matty Maguire's having one of those nights.
Oh, he's just struggled back to the goal
I love
square
the way he goes about. You know what you got with Matty Maguire.
Comes to Crowley. Off a step, it goes towards the line. Through for behind.
He needs a spell.
Oh, look at him. Sorry, Goose. I mean, they all get to watch the replay.
Yeah, but
sorry, Goose, that we're doing that. We're feeling for you.
That's what we're doing. We really feel for him.
Because we've all been there.
He's had 5 efforts. He got his fist in the spoil there. Well done.
The goose is cooked.
Yeah, Matty.
Chance here again.
We just apologise, and Matty's just given it away.
And that kicks a turnover. They're holding firm here, the Lions.
He might get it here. Here you go, Shorey.
Give it.
He'd be too fatigued to kick it.
Oh.
No, the kick was okay.
Keep your feet.
Yeah, that was the key there. And Mundy's away from him. And he drills it in low, and they make him pay.
Jack Redden is a wonderfully gifted player. He is a warrior. But that is the play of a completely exhausted man who's emotionally given up on that one too. He went to ground too easy. He tried half-heartedly to get to the tackle. He didn't stick it, so he went to ground again, so he couldn't chase. He's better than that. He's a wonderful player, and his younger teammates are screaming out for better efforts than that.
Ballantyne for 10 goals in 2 weeks.
Just look at this effort. Okay, now it's a 50-50 there.
Yeah, well, that's...
Falls over. Now watch the one-handed tackle and goes to ground, so he doesn't have another effort in him. This is that last quarter fall off the pace type scenario that Brisbane have given over the last month or so. That's not right. Corral him at least.
4 goals to Ballantyne, just getting some stretching there.
What's happening there? Whose legs whose?
That's a back stretch.
He's been doing that all night, boys. A bit tight in the glutes.
There's the clearing kick from Rockcliffe. He continues to get possessions. He may have Crowley with the moment, but it's not stopping him get the footy. Taylor. Oh, close. It wasn't that close. It's dropped a couple of chest marks, the Lions, in this quarter that would just relieve some of the pressure. And a couple of shots at goal. Spoil, boundary throw.
Just wonder whether Chris Main's sort of running himself out of position to him. You know, as key forwards, sometimes you can try and do a figure 8 if you can. Let's have a look at the live ladder there. Fremantle.
Just a bit of percentage building too. Just stretching up on the top 4 percentage breaking away, isn't it?
Well, with Geelong losing tonight, they've got them covered by percentage, and Collingwood losing today, they've got a game ahead of them now. So they get a nice little buffer.
Here's a big long kick in from Taylor. Merritt. Free kick against Merritt. It'll be Silvani's ball.
It's worth another look at this, because Merritt is the one who has eyes on the footy.
A few boos from the crowd. There's a few Lions supporters here. Not many. Clark. First back onto it was Zach Clark.
If it goes out, we might be able to.
Rain back again. Stephen Martin. Breaks away. Big long handball back's a pretty good one. Opens it up for Patfull. And it's a risky kick. Redden.
Get it in.
Cutler.
So you've got to be spot on doing the pass. I like that first.
Let's have a look.
Ben talked about it at three-quarter time.
Let's have a look at this. Now he's looking at it.
Wow.
Oh, that's not a free.
No free kick.
There's a stumble there, and he's just helped him on. Yeah, he's missed one there. I don't think the Mack truck would have kicked it from that angle, though.
Mzungu
Still.
caught by Adcock. Clark, Zach Clark.
Oh, that's
He's
perfect.
picked up.
How do you get rid of that?
He spilled out when he hit the ground. Dawson back to Clancy Pearce, the sub. A little bit too fierce with the handball. Rockcliffe back to Taylor. Redden hugs it back towards the pocket. Diving spoil from Silvani.
He's a good player for a third stringer who comes in on injury to any one of three other key backmen. He's an automatic starter in probably
12 other sides.
Yeah, a dozen other teams.
Down at ground level. Duffield slipped it to Neil. Quick hands, a little bit fierce. And off the ground, the kick. Only as far as Clark. His handball back in, missing his target. Yeah, free kick
On the man. Got him.
Ibbotson against Green.
Play on. You, mate. You.
And immediately they're off. And Ballantyne could get involved here. He might be next in the queue after Crowley because he's going to run past him.
Final contact. Advantage.
Advantage taken from Ballantyne. To Pavlich.
Five. Oh. Hold it up, thank you.
Pav will take the shot. Ballantyne's got 4. Pav will go back for his 4th. Unless that nose starts to bleed again.
Time back on. Stay there, thanks, Matty. It's got high. Thanks, Matty.
Justin
Stay in
Leppich.
front. Stay there.
Bit of a shake of the head. 3 goals for Matthew Pavlich. Good battle between he and Ballantyne at the moment for their leading goal kicker. He's just holding him at bay at the moment. This for his 4th to equal Ballantyne. Not to be.
Out of the instep.
All the way out. Matt, thanks, Chris. Thank you. Blue dot.
On the way out, the Lions. Is that short kick again? Little
That's
Lewis
got to be
Taylor.
50.
Little
That-
Mozzie.
Thanks, bud. Just hold it. Just relax,
Zach?
all right?
That's got to be 50.
That's right. We hadn't marked it.
Stay there. Stay there. Your end zone.
Yeah, mate, got it.
I think if there's no way known that was not lucky to be looked at for a late contact, but gee, that had to be 50 metres.
Yeah, he said he hadn't marked it by the time he got to him.
Is that short kick again?
Yeah, that kills him.
They're trying to finesse the ball short, and the turnover comes. And Ballantyne's got it.
That was a great lead by Ballantyne. Now, most people think, right, they're breaking into the forward line, they're going to go long to the square. He recognised the kicker was a left footer. The only place he wanted to look down and kick the ball was straight down that channel, hugging the boundary line, because he's got no right foot. And his left foot cannot, he's got to stop and do a U-turn, and that kills everybody on the lead. So he had to get to the outside into that pocket to receive the footy. Good knowledge of your teammates further afield and good work rate to get there.
Just hope Justin Clark, I think Clark's on the mark here, that he doesn't jump in the air. Well, he did, but he didn't get close enough, Ballantyne. But one Stevie Mill might have taken him on the mark there if if a big tall bloke doesn't understand.
Miss from Ballantyne.
Oh, boy. He puts himself in some dangerous situations, Zach. Not to say that that's reportable.
But you're inferring it?
No, just not to say it's reportable. But he does put himself in situations that I think sometimes he doesn't need to.
He's old-fashioned with his spoiling.
Mzungu stops that forward foray for the Lions. Inboard they go. Mundy. Long ball. It should be 3-on-1 for the Lions. And it fell for Mays. Good over the top to Clark. Some pressure coming. Back to Mays. Inboard, Rockcliffe.
Just go down the line.
They're overdoing it.
Look at the pressure.
They're overdoing it.
Yeah, pressure.
Too many handballs again. And Silvani on the way back. In comes Merritt.
The more they possess it in short, the Fremantle defenders who are 50 metres away, if you see a chain of 3 handballs and a bloke set up for the third one, you attract to it. The defenders come to it, gravitate to it. So by the time you've taken your 4 paces, you've received the ball, you recognise, I knew somebody's out there, I've got to get it to him. Fremantle have already got on top of that bloke. So the longer you keep it in close in this type of footy, the better chance they have of getting to it and really tackling it off you.
Over the back, Ibbotson. You have to say he didn't really have possession there, but he was tackled by Green. Clancy Pearce rolls on it. Zorko's been quiet. Lewis Taylor couldn't take it. Mzungu did.
Matty, you touched on obviously Dane Zorko then just getting a possession. That's only his 7th possession tonight. I've watched him quite closely. He hasn't had an opponent on him. So in terms of the space, he's had it all. He just hasn't obviously capitalised on it. He hasn't worked hard enough. His output's been extremely disappointing. And we know they had a great win as Fremantle going this shot on goal. They had a great win against Carlton. He sparked them in the last quarter. The Bulldogs of next week was the live wire and got them over the line. Here's a game of footy that should be played on the ground, in his back pocket, to be honest, in terms of the way he goes about his footy, and he hasn't fired a shot tonight. I think the way this team's going, we talked about the last quarters, if you want to lift, this is the guy that can give it to you, and he just hasn't had the output at all tonight.
So we saw Ballantyne miss from before, just to the right-hand side. You wouldn't expect him to miss this.
Both teams have kicked 1 solitary goal in this final quarter.
It'll be his 5th goal, and he's on target to match last week's 6. He sneaks it in. 5 for Ballantyne.
Well, as we said, Fremantle have sneaked into the top 4 now. They've jumped a couple tonight. They put distance between them and Collingwood. They've also got Geelong by percentage now. They're run home. They've only got 3 games against teams that are in the top 8. The other 6 are the teams from position 9 to 18. So they've got a very comfortable run home. You look at that there, starting with the West Coast, Melbourne, GWS and St Kilda. They've got 4 comfortable ones in a row.
Margin out to 74.
Just wonder whether Ross Lyon, he knows trends and he knows things that are happening in the game. Whether he's looked at this forward press and said, is it time to start implementing it again in the modern game as it was 4 years ago? Thinking sides can't work their way through it. It's a wet day today and he's got Brisbane, but whether he just thinks every time you've got to do it, I'm amazed that the forward press dropped off quick, because coaches are saying players or groups are using their foot skills to get through it. Enough pressure can break down foot skills too. But, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how it goes against the better teams who have got better skills than the Brisbane Lions and those types of sides.
On most occasions, we know Ross does like old-fashioned footy. He likes his opponents to be able to beat a man. Yeah, he can get somebody behind the play when it suits him. But by and large, he likes his forwards to defeat an opponent. So I don't think he's going to read that much into tonight. He's going to say, we have the job to do, we get it done, we still go with our normal systematic display. But I don't think you can read too much into this. They've got some good players, Brisbane, but by and large they're an under-21 team for most areas on the ground.
Mays' kick's going to ask a fair bit of beams here. Sutcliffe the spoiler and back onto it quickly. Not out yet for the Dockers now. It is Mundy's quick kick. Spoil, first to it, Barlow, opens up Pearce can just chip it over the top, and the procession continues. A shared ball for Crowley, and an easy goal for the Dockers.
Well, he's done his job again tonight. He has been fantastic. Who? This man here, Crowley. Just
run there.
Just all the stars involved too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Started with Mundy, ends up with Crowley.
But Crowley takes hand out of the game. You can see Rockcliffe was on the end of a good strip by Chris Mayne then. And Rockcliffe's had his 4 possessions, so he's done a fair job in the last quarter.
Ruckman only. Ruckman only.
So Crowley gets the goal and gets to have a bit of a spell. And Freo just really putting the foot down here late in the game.
Been great for Crowley. He obviously goes in tags each week. It can be a boring role, but you've got to play it in your team. But Nick Subin's had the role on Pierce Hanley and done a great job tonight. But it's great to see him get forward, kick some goals. We spoke about it, Shorey, that we didn't want many tags tonight, so he's been off the leash.
Paparone with the free kick.
Difficult night for someone such as Marcus Paparone.
Well, he needs a lot of supply inside 50, doesn't he, to work his skills around, you know, stoppages and you know, just follow the ball stuff and maybe run out of the square, but they haven't had enough inside 50s now.
Tallish,
16 for the night term.
Yeah.
Gee, it's starvation corner up there.
Paparone touched off the boot. And that's out on the foot. And that might be a kick for Josh Green. Yep.
Working where do you want me?
They want the shot.
Green's 10th possession coming up. He's kicked the one goal, so it's been a good job by Cameron Suckling.
He's going to take the shot too.
It's a tough kick. He gets very close to the man on the mark as well. I'll tell you what, he gave it a good shake. He hit the post.
You know what, this late in the game, if we're 21 points as a team, I'm thinking of a shot too. As many as I can. There wouldn't be too many air balls over the top.
It's good working with Shorey. You get an insight as to how he thought as a player.
No, well, we were this far ahead.
When the team's down, bugger you guys, I'm going for my glory.
Robertson came in and sprawled that over the line.
He'll survive a lot longer that way too.
313 games for the Premiership captain.
That's all they need, the rain coming down.
Yeah, it's good for Dicko though.
Here's Mundy first to it. $80-point margin. It's a good effort by Fremantle to win by 80 points in these conditions. Perfect again from the clearance. Mundy putting it out in front of Subin. Now, if he gets the bounce, he's a left footer. He tried to. Well, Cutler ran straight into it.
He got into his moves too early.
Yeah. Harwood, by hand, cut off though by Pearce. Maguire got it away. Sort of. Pearce of the Daniel variety. That's a pretty good kick right to the line. Who's going to keep their feet? It's still a chance here. Not yet.
He's strong, Colin, isn't he?
He threw it.
He threw it out.
Is he young close on the ground?
Cole Sylvia, 16 possession. He sort of snuck under the radar a bit, although a lot of them are getting a lot of possessions.
Justin Clark, who's about 6'5", so he's good size. He had a battle on his hands trying to overpower Colin Sylvia then.
Green got it out. Paparone, not much room for O'Brien to work. They just haven't learned to get meterage and just get it going. Free kick back to O'Brien though.
You got Sauce down the line here.
Oh, he's gone the big one. Fife's in the area. Ball at ground level though. Zorko. Cutler. Sliding kick off the ground. Cutler again gives it to Clancy Pearce. And Fife. Good switch to Clancy Pearce. Out in front of Pavlich. He's got a couple of yards on Clark. Plays it into the pocket. Plays it beautifully for May.
It's going to be hard to convert, but fantastically weighted kick from Pavlich.
How hard he's blown. It's a real hard run back into the forward line. You're 80 points ahead and you're still prepared to work that hard.
So May, we know it's a tough kick from there, but
it's not a bad pocket though, Matthew. I remember playing here. It always seemed to, the shelter of the stand on the right made it fairly benign, those conditions. So you don't get much swing on the ball if you kick it on the instep. You normally get left to right. But when it's a bit wet, that negates it. But it's a fair, if you get it straight, she's going.
just alongside the post.
Good there, Hayden. Thanks.
It's gone out.
What does he say to his charges at the end of the game, Shorey?
Disappointing, I think, the way they started. I don't know whether it was the build-up and how they were structured, but they just didn't give a yelp in the first quarter. And, you know, as in they were only 2 goals down, but then the half-time, the game was nearly done and dusted. But it's just everything broke apart, didn't it? You know, probably the second quarter was the worst. Yeah, it's hard. They're a young group. They feel dejected, but you just got to keep being positive with them, I think, and maybe pick a couple of good things out of the group.
See they attract them. They're magnetised to the next handball down the line. They charge from further afield to get in the face of the handball recipient.
I reckon you've got to kick the ball against this side for their big test is going to be against good sides who kick the ball instead of handball. We've seen they've pressured a young Brisbane side into over handballing. Does that work against better sides? That's what they've got to stop in finals.
You want to know whether the walls work tonight, guys. The turnovers in forward 50, they've scored 8 goals, 5 tonight. So forward half goals. So it's been a pretty impressive effort.
Half their score.
Again, lots of handballs in close.
Oh, see, the pressure just comes to you. You cannot hold the ball. At least if you kick short or long and you mark the ball, you control the speed and tempo of the play.
Mays by hand.
So for another handball again. Back into the pack.
There it is.
Tried the kick, but it's smothered by Fife. The Maguire-Pavlik show continues.
They've got a ripper contest.
Beams might soccer that through. And the Lions have only taken it inside their forward 50-17, so that'll be the lowest. And it'll be the lowest score for the season at the moment.
You reckon when Matty Maguire retires, he might play another 20 years at a suburban club too somewhere, coaching or something, just gets out there and keeps going to the well. He's a ripper competitor.
Clancy Pearce on screen. Came off the sub position this evening.
Gee, they've got a bit of depth. I've just had a look at the Fremantle list. And, you know, a few bad injuries.
You've got to remember, blokes like Griffin have been out. He was a very good ruckman last year.
Well, you've got Johnson, McFarlane, Gumbledon, Griffin, De Boer, Walters, and Morabito you don't know because of the issues that he's had. But gee, it's still pretty strong to, you know, back up key position players, different end players.
They've had no debutants this season, though. Well, Cole Sylvia, yes, to the club, but debutants as to league football, they've blooded no one. So, and they've got more 100-game players than any other team in the comp. So they're very experienced.
Kepler Bradley's still on the list.
Yep.
Maguire caught holding the ball there. So Crowley for his second of the quarter. No, to be for him. And look about Rockcliffe. He's had 13 disposals in this last quarter. I mean, a lot of them are quick in hand, sort of in close sort of handballs, but he keeps finding the ball. He's up to 42 possessions.
Well, he's had a ripper game.
Another footy on the field.
Just wonder, though, whether you can force him into the boats on a night like this.
I don't know if you can when you lose by 80 plus.
No.
He's had 8 contested possessions out of that 13, though, Rockcliffe. So he's
had a good night.
Zorko. Taken cleanly by Hill, but he kicked it straight into Harwood. Mzungu. Hard at it. Pearce. Spiral kick forward by Neal. Pav will get there too late. Beams marks. O'Brien back to Beams. Got a man over the top. Just chips it over.
We're down to the last few seconds, Dicko, but I'm watching Zorko. He's just hugging the spine of the ground and hoping it's going to make its way to him, and then he'll use his pace. He's not really working out to the footy tonight. And there's the final siren.
Big last quarter from Tom Rockcliffe, but a big win by Fremantle. It was pretty even in the third quarter, but in the end the Dockers have just booted away. And the margin 83 points, and we should say in wet conditions that is a big win.
Yeah, they mauled them, didn't they? They just, well, we're looking at a young team that's been struck by injuries. The Brisbane Lions, they're up against a very experienced team in Fremantle. Big bodies, big midfield, the biggest ruckman in the game. They monstered them around the footy. They played for yardage, they got the ball forward, and they were just too big, too strong too experienced in the end, and they took the game away from the Lions very, very early in the piece, and it was all about damage control thereafter. The Lions had a very good third quarter, but then Fremantle took it away from them again in the second part of that third quarter, in the latter part of that third quarter. So a comprehensive victory here to the Fremantle Dockers, 15-15, 105 to the Brisbane Lions, 3-4-22. A crowd of 25,152, and we have one of the, well, he's